Diplomatic staff and their families have been told to leave the country as military tensions ramp up. Officials have been deployed to the Iran-Azerbaijan border to help people trying to flee. Penny Wong says she's hopeful the embassy can reopen soon.
It is important that we have dialogue and diplomacy. Obviously it does create logistical problems or challenges because we won't have, at this stage, don't have an embassy operating. And we'll see in the future if we're able to reopen.
Now, turning to FIVEAA sport, and West Coast Premiership hero Jeremy McGovern has been medically retired from the AFL. The 33-year-old faced the AFL's concussion board last week after a head knock back in round 8 was his latest concussion. McGovern says he has mixed emotions about the decision but knows it's the right one.
The game demands a lot from players, and in this instance it's unlucky for me, but at the same time there's beauty to it that it can get taken away at any time. So I hope everyone cherishes it and understands what our players go through every time they run out in that footy field. Yeah, it's sad not getting the fairy tale and all that, but I'm at peace with it. It's the right decision.
Port Adelaide's players had a captain's run at Adelaide Oval this morning ahead of tomorrow's twilight clash against Sydney at home. The round continues tonight with Geelong hosting Brisbane. The former best batsman in the world has been dropped by the Australian cricket team. More from Richard French.
Marnus Labuschagne will watch on in the first test in the West Indies after being replaced by Sam Constas. In the first 6 months of 2023, the 30-year-old was considered the #1 batter in the world, but it's been 2 years since he last scored a test century. Steve Smith will also miss the first test, ruled out with a finger injury. Josh Inglis will take his place. The series begins in Barbados next Thursday.
And in the NBA Finals, the Indiana Pacers have beaten Oklahoma City 108-91 in Game 6 to level the series 3-3. Now checking FIVEAA traffic.
Afternoon at Paralawi, urgent electrical works, Waterloo Corner Road near Bingham Road, speeds at 40 both ways through there. First Waterman at Collinswood, North East Road near Rutherglen Avenue, and debris on the road at Torrensville at the moment. South Road near Webster causing a few delays. Busy at the moment, Marion Road at the Anzac Highway intersection with the camera of the Savo, Chandler's Hill Road at Happy Valley. Dan Murphy's don't match prices, they beat them. And with Dan's deals, get Marlborough Sound Sauvignon Blanc, $12 for My Dan's members. Ends Sunday. Choose to drink wise, T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on FIVEAA.
To the weather, sunny and 19 today and tomorrow, 21 on Sunday with showers developing later, then a shower or two and 19 for Monday. Right now, 18. Now let's see what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Braglis. Tonight, major crime investigation. A man found dead in Port Lincoln, a woman under arrest. ADF personnel being deployed to the Middle East. A staggering 16 billion passwords for Apple, Google and Meta uncovered in a large-scale data breach. And life-saving heart stents put in by a robot at Liverpool Hospital. 9 News. Your news. Night at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
Scammers and fraudsters. They'll come at you any way they can. Texts, emails, phone calls, even social media. They're relentless. But so are Westpac. We don't just rely on one line of defence to protect you and your money. We've got layers and layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of scam and fraud defence. That's a lot of layers. When it comes to security, you can never have too much. Westpac, layers and layers of scam and fraud defence. Westpac Online Banking, T's and C's apply.
When you're a kid, every day is an adventure. And healthy, curious kids are built on Biltong by Najobi. Deliciously air-dried SA-made beef strips. Najobi Biltong fills them up because it's high in protein and it fuels their day with long-lasting energy. And when we can make it pick up their dirty clothes, we'll let you know. It's perfect for lunch boxes, after-school snacks or to take to sports practice. Fill them up and fuel their day with Najobi Biltong in supermarkets, service stations or at najobi.com.au.
Discover Japan and South Korea in 2026 with Holland America Line and Phil Hoffman Travel. Enjoy 14 nights cruising aboard the award-winning MS Westerdam round trip from Tokyo with return flights from Adelaide included, plus a pre-cruise stay in Tokyo. Starting from just $4,749 per person. Cruise departs 15th of March 2026. For more exclusive packages with Phil Hoffman Travel, visit pht.com.au.
We live in a coastal property. It's a 3-storey residence that's built on quite a steep sloping block. We needed the house repainted. It hadn't been painted since we've been here for 12 years.
We chose Paint Professionals because they were the only people that we made contact with who seemed to think that this was possible. I'd definitely recommend Paint Professionals to others. We're very impressed with the way they approach the job and we're extremely happy with the results.
Look at your hands. 5 digits, 14 joints, 27 bones, multiple tendons and nerves, but a lot can go wrong. If you're experiencing hand pain, it can drastically affect your lifestyle. If it's happening to you, get in touch with GRIP, a specialised hand and wrist practice with a team of highly qualified hand surgeons and therapists. From therapy to surgery, GRIP can help you get to the source of the pain and provide a solution. Visit gripsurgery.com.au.
The passing of someone close places unique stress on family and friends. At this time, Farrell & O'Neill Funerals are here to provide reassurance and peace of mind. Farrell & O'Neill offer creative guidance and advice to tailor a service that best honours your loved one. Whether a large gathering or a small, intimate service, Farrell & O'Neill share their generations of experience in tailoring a unique and meaningful farewell. Proudly SA family-owned and operated, because it's personal.
Stay informed, get involved. 5AA, always Adelaide. 5AA Afternoons with Leith, Forrest.
If you are tuning in now on the Facebook or YouTube live stream, thanks to Complete Care with a K, you can see us now. We are here in the kitchen. I think this is the most watched part of the week on the live stream. Chris Jarmer is here from Jarmer's Kitchen because this is Foodie Friday.
Welcome to Foodie Friday with Chris Jarmer from Jarmer's Kitchen. Thanks to Smeg and Parafield Airport Liquor.
So the last 2 weeks have been amazing. Lovely to see you first.
Yes, you too, Leith. Good to see you.
Thor's hammer.
Yep.
Into the lamb cutlets.
Lamb cutlets.
So all of a sudden it's Shane Warne, 1994, Boxing Day test. Devon Malcolm walks out. Can he do 3 in a row? There's anticipation for a hat-trick style of amazing meals. And you've delivered in spades today.
Yes. I know you're a fan of your fried chicken. You were talking to me about your cornflake chicken last week. So I thought I'd go 3 out of 3 for something that you're going to eat, but I'm not promised. From this week on, we're going back to fancy.
Yes.
We're going back to vegetables.
Okay.
And so this is your last hurrah.
Today, tune into the live stream. Listen to us on 5AA for the buttermilk fried chicken with 1,000-layer potato.
Yes. So that's just
always a great indication of the staff and see how many haven't left early to get ready for the best of SA because they're hanging for this.
Yeah, they might need some of this fried chicken tomorrow morning, though.
Oh, is it a good...
It's a good hangover cure, yeah, or late night. So I've done a few wedding caterings, and at midnight, when the wedding finishes, they get fried chicken as they get on their bus on the way back.
I'm so looking... My son wanted to take the day off school to come and be the taster today. He was so excited about this.
OK, so...
Now, what are we starting with?
We're going buttermilk chicken. Okay. So buttermilk will become our liquid. Yep. So in there, I'm going to put some smoked paprika, some cumin. There's so many different versions of... There's people that think they've mastered the original recipe. This is a little...
So that's about half a teaspoon, a third of a teaspoon?
About almost a teaspoon. A little bit of garlic.
Yep.
It's in oil, so that's fine. That can go in there.
This an old family recipe, or are you just a trial and error over the time?
No, it's not my original one that I did, but I dabbled with this one the other day and it came out really good. So I've changed a little bit. Okay. A little bit of pickle juice.
Oh, good, just in case we cramp up this afternoon.
Yeah.
Our buttermilk.
Have you tried pickle juice?
I haven't.
No.
I'm keen to try it. I'm not a fruit and veg enthusiast, as you know, but I'm interested because we see it on the football all the time.
Yeah, I know the boys...
It's the best way to get rid of cramp.
Yes.
But you don't drink it, do you? You just put it in your mouth, swirl it, and then spit it out.
Someone did drink it the other day and they weren't supposed to,
Yeah, I don't think you're meant to drink it.
So, yeah.
OK, so you're stirring up your buttermilk.
So the pickle juice, let's talk about that. So I don't know if you've ever done like a turkey in brine. So for today, because we're marinating, we're cooking, but if you left this for overnight or 4 hours, the pickle juice would actually help tenderise the chicken even more, because that's what a brine does.
OK.
So stir that.
Yep.
Then we have our chicken thigh is the best for... You can use fillet.
Yes. Why do you like chicken thigh as opposed to chicken
more
breast?
tender. It doesn't dry out as much.
Yep.
So if I'm doing buttermilk chicken, I always will use thigh, but I want to butterfly that open. So, you know, sometimes where the thigh is a little bit fat.
Yes.
So we get nice even cooking.
Look at that.
And it's going to cook a lot quicker.
Please do me a favour.
We call this the butterfly method, so we're slicing but not cutting through.
First and foremost, you can see Chris's knife technique on the live stream, thanks to Complete Care. But you can also see the overhead shot here with the buttermilk mix. All right, so you've got, what, 4 or 5 of these?
Yeah, I brought a bit extra just in case some of the sport boys want to eat some, you know.
You think?
So we're going to drop them in the buttermilk. Make sure they all get coated. Got one more piece here.
So you don't cut... So when you do, like, a chicken, you might sometimes cut the little white bits of fat off the side. You don't...
No,
you just
if there's some excess fat on these, but these are pretty good. But, yeah, if you've got some excess, like the real chunky white fat, you can get rid of that. OK, so I will get rid of this glove, and we're working with raw chicken, so we want to get rid of our board.
I'm looking at your numbers, by the way, on the live stream. Huge already. By the way, you can always drop, if you like, a message for us on the live stream, and we can ask Chris. Make it as interactive as we go, if you want to ask Chris some questions. So we've got the chicken in the buttermilk.
Chicken in the buttermilk. We'll talk quickly about the flour.
Yep.
So I've got rice flour, corn flour, and self-raising flour.
Oh.
So
why not
the rice flour helps with the crispiness. The self-raising flour will give us a little bit more
weight.
Yep. And the corn flour will help with the crispiness as well.
I must admit, I don't think I've ever bought rice flour, just in the normal flour aisle of...
Actually, the one I buy it from a wholesaler, and it actually comes from a Gaganis.
Oh.
So they sell, Asian markets sell rice flour. So you just combine those, and all we want to do to our flour mix is add some salt.
Rock salt?
I use sea salt mostly for cooking, but you can use any sort of salt, fine salt and cracked pepper. And then just give that a bit of a stir. OK, now let's talk about the 1,000 layer. It doesn't really have 1,000 layers, but it sounds better. 1,000 sounds better than 100.
Correct.
Yeah. So the way we prepare the 1,000-layer potato is you want some really good white, big potatoes.
Yes.
Now, we talked potatoes before. A lot of the potatoes come from down your way, Millicent.
Southeast, down in Glencoe,
yep. These ones are a particular brand that I buy, a Scorpion, which is the Matolo family.
Okay.
And I found out they started in Campbelltown, then they went to Virginia and just got bigger and bigger. And they've got farms all over the place now, so they probably even have farms down south.
So you want a big, juicy white potato, not a small...
It's got to be a chipping potato.
Yep.
So not like a red potato. Sometimes the dirty white potatoes are really good for chipping. And then on a mandolin, slice them as thin as possible.
Yeah.
Now, if you're scared about cutting your fingers, you can get like a thick gardening glove and use that, or you can get a butcher's metal mesh.
One,
So if I'm in a hurry and I want to do a lot, because the mandolins are the scariest things to use, and they are especially super sharp. You can get these other gadgets where it's like those apple peelers where you put the potato on, just comes out in strips and strips and strips. And then we want clarified butter. So what is clarified butter? It's the butter with the milk cooked out of it.
Right. Where do you have to do that yourself, or you can buy that?
You can buy ghee.
Okay.
The Indians call it ghee.
Oh, no ghee.
But if you want to make your own clarified butter, you just put the pot on the stove and literally... Some people cook it slowly and then skim the butter off.
Right.
Whereas I cook it faster, and the milk solids will sort of burn or stick to the bottom of the pan, and you just got to catch it just before it gets too dark and tip it into a container. Otherwise, just buy some ghee.
Okay, buy ghee.
So you're allergic to cream and butter?
Lactose,
Lactose. So these should be good for you.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, so the milk's gone.
Yep. There's always plenty of servos on the other side. We're going to take a short break. Chris Jarma is here, Foodie Friday. This is the buttermilk fried chicken and the 1,000-layer potatoes, I should say, and we'll delve into this a little deeper on the other side. But our drink of choice, Tim Ginniver, who's dressed up for it today too, frocked up in a suit. Emmeline Chardonnay, thanks to Jamie and Sam at Powell's, normally $30 a bottle, $23.99.
Well, I thought... Bro, you can't have a drink with us since it's a shardy.
Well,
he's a Crows supporter.
From the beautiful Adelaide Hills, so that's on the other side. Foodie Friday, you can see us on the live stream for Complete Care. Don't go anywhere. Right after this very short break, we're going to enjoy some amazing fried chicken. Right after this.
It was an impressive performance for the Power when they notched up their second win in a row over the Demons.
Port Adelaide running out 25-point victors.
The tide has started to turn at Alberton, and confidence is finally on the rise. Tomorrow Arvo on 5AA. Can the Power make it 3 on the trot with a win over the struggling Swans?
He's got it! He's happy!
AFL live on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Buy an Austrac Campers hybrid camper in June and score a free 3.3 kVA Oztough generator and a bonus 95 litre dual zone fridge. Only during Austrac's end of financial year super sale. Conditions apply.
Austrac Campers.
Come on, do the renovation. Come on, do the renovation.
At the Home Show, see what's new in building, renovating, decor, energy solutions and outdoor living. Plus, get free advice and buy at special show prices. The Master Builders Home Show, Adelaide Showground, on now till Sunday. Entries free.
Come on, do the renovation.
Details at kjex.com.au.
My sister and I didn't choose to be homeless, but it was our only option. Thousands of people like us are facing impossible choices, living in cars and unsafe accommodation. This winter, your donation to the Vinnie's Winter Appeal can provide food, shelter and a fresh start, offering hope and stability to people in need. Help Vinnie's make a lasting difference. Donate today at vinnies.org.au or call 13 18 12.
It's a fact. There are thousands of medium-sized homes all over Adelaide that have old-style, inefficient heating and cooling. So, upgrade now with Mannix. Get a super-efficient, top-quality ducted reverse cycle air conditioning system now and be comfortable all year round from an incredible $7,990 fully installed with our 10-year installation guarantee. Conditions apply. But don't delay, prices are rising. Buy now and save. From the SA name you know and trust.
MG's end of financial year finance deals are on now with incredible rates on selected models. Ends June 30. T's and C's, fees, charges and exclusions apply. Finance for approved applicants of Angle Auto Finance. Australian credit licence 530731.
Hi, Jane Riley here. Did you know there's a virus called RSV and a couple of like viruses which can cause severe illness and even death in infants and the elderly? Researchers urgently needed to find a vaccine which will attack 2 or 3 of these viruses at the same time. Local Adelaide company Fusion Clinical Research is conducting trials to find that vaccine. Interested in volunteering? Call Fusion on 08 7077 6996. You will be compensated for your time.
Embark on a journey where cultural curiosity meets effortless elegance with Viking and Phil Hoffman Travel. Wake up to new horizons aboard Viking's award-winning ships and immerse yourself in the world's most remarkable destinations. Enjoy included meals, wine and beer with lunch and dinner, Wi-Fi, gratuities, a shore excursion in every port and more. Save up to 30% on select river and ocean voyages till June 30. Visit pht.com.au.
5AA Afternoons with Leith, Forrest.
Foodie Friday, thanks to Chris Jarmer, Jarmer's Kitchen. Thanks to Powers, Parafield Airport Liquor, Jamie and Sam, and of course the great team from Smeg.
Moving on, while we have that break, I've got the chicken into the flour mix.
Yes.
Into the fryer for our first fry. First fry is 160 degrees,
160. Okay? Just normal vegetable oil?
Yep, I've got canola oil actually in here.
Yep.
So we're going to go the first fry. While that's doing the first fry, we're going to cut out that now. So the potato, let's get back to the potato. You cut them really thin, then you roll them in the butter and then layer them in your baking dish. Don't get one too big, you know, all the way to the top, leaving a little gap.
So layer upon layer.
The key is having 2 baking dishes the same size.
Right.
Okay, so we layer, like Sarah Lee used to do, you know.
Yes.
And then get the other baking dish, fill it with something heavy like rock salt, put baking paper over the top, put the other baking dish in there and then weight it down. If you haven't got rock salt, you can put water. It's got to be weighted down. That will help the potatoes compact.
So what's in between the potato?
It's just butter, a little bit of salt.
Oh, that's...
So you can see all the layers there now.
Timothy, come across. Don't be shy. Tim Jennifer's a little early because they're not quite ready, but this is very exciting. You get your own microphone too, just in case you want to break out in song, Tim.
So you can see all the layers, and so I'm cooking that for 2 hours on 150 degrees. And then setting that in the fridge till it's cold. Then you can cut it into whatever shape you want.
Yep.
So I'm going to do a couple of big pieces.
And you're deep frying the potato as well?
No, you can pan fry the potato, or you can deep fry it. So now the chicken had its first fry, and I'm going to let that steam there for a little bit, and that will help the chicken cook through, because chicken obviously needs to cook all the way through.
Correct.
I've turned my oil back up to 180 degrees, and that's when we're going to get our golden crunch.
To burn, baby, burn.
Okay, and I will be able to put my potato in with the chicken. While we wait for that just to heat up, I'm going to have a little try of this Chardonnay.
I might join you. Most unexpected.
Thank you for dressing up for us, Timothy. Greatly appreciated. Let me tell you about the Emmeline Chardonnay from the Adelaide Hills. $30, normally $23.99 if you get in this weekend at Powell's. Go and see Jamie and Sam. Tim Barcher's hand-tended sites in the hills. Great vineyards there at Forreston. Winemaker, he knows everything. New oak, fermentation, batten, everything you need. It offers brioche, peach, citrus and cream. Can you taste all of that and more in your Chardonnay?
All of that. It's actually very impressive. I've got to say, Australians have really picked it up when it comes to making Chardonnay.
Yes.
20 years ago,
no good
I wouldn't touch it. I used to call it fly spray. And it was just horrendous to drink. But I just love the new Chardonnays that we're able to produce now, and well done. That's a real beauty.
So the Emmeline Chardonnay, Chris, is perfect for chicken, turkey and almost any pasta that you can dream of.
The Powers boys don't normally miss. They know what's going on.
They do know what's going on.
And normally, $30 a bottle. On special till normally Sunday, doesn't... $23.99.
A couple of questions for you on the live stream. Can this be made frozen, and would you keep it?
You could make it, fry it, and then freeze it. Put some freezer plastic between it.
Yes.
And then reheat in your air fryer.
So you're better off to fry first. You couldn't just freeze straight out of your buttermilk.
Nah, I think you'd have some
gelatinous
texture issues with the buttermilk breaking. You know, when you freeze milk, it sort of separates a bit, goes a bit weird, so you might have that sort of problem.
That was from Jen. Marion asked, does buttermilk act as a type of tenderiser?
Well, there is recipes where you put squid in milk and kiwi fruit, which tenderises.
That's true.
Okay.
But I'm not sure about... The buttermilk does have some acidity in it, so yeah, probably will help tenderise it.
Nice one. Good question, Marion. Tim, you look lovely. Best of SA tonight. Very excited.
Yeah, that's why I look lovely. I apparently underdressed last year, so I've been accosted for that.
Now, let's make...
Paid the fine and I'm back.
Are you into... Do you eat mayonnaise with your chicken or just chicken?
Just chicken. Yep. Thank you.
All right, well, I'm going to... For those of us...
What? But this is a credit to you, the chef. This is how because I want to eat your... I just want to taste the meat in all its glory. I don't need the accoutrements.
I need to keep a little... I do want to make you try something. I'm keep a little bit
Michael Pratt always says this to me, because I'm anti-garnish.
Yes, I know that.
He would just text me randomly just the word garnish.
Garnish. Yeah, it's like...
I just like to eat the meat by itself.
There should be a rule, like, if it's not edible, don't put it on the plate.
So what are we mixing up there?
This is chipotle in adobo sauce, which I have blended, and I'm just adding that to a lovely Koopy
mayonnaise, chipotle...
Yeah, the chipotle in adobo comes in a little tin.
Okay.
You get it at the Mexican section.
Yep.
Okay.
Just puree that up.
Do you like chipotle?
I do. I love
that
chipotle.
on there, like
I didn't
homemade
discover it until I went to the United States.
Okay, so we are...
35 years ago.
We're going to temperature probe our chicken now to make sure that it is cooked. So we want to...
Timmy got a bit
I'm glad I
nervous
stayed here for that.
Timmy got a bit nervous. We'll check your temperature on the way up.
So we want...
This is your deep fryer, by the way, too, isn't it?
Yep, this is a little portable deep fryer.
Yep.
Sometimes I take it away for catering.
So 160, 180 degrees. Chicken in there.
We want... What are we looking for, Timmy?
What are we looking for, Tim? Give us a number.
What's a chicken temperature cooked?
Oh, it's got to be 200.
No.
See, I'm like you. I'm on the pink test.
Over 70. So, look, you can always cut it,
look at that.
and that tells you that it's cooked. But if you're ever a little bit unsure, as long as it hits 70 degrees, you're fine. Okay. I'm going to give the potato a little bit of a, and I've got a little special treat with it.
Hello.
Now, you know we've got Best of SA tonight, and I'm on the stage, so don't give me anything that's going to make me need to...
This will be fine.
Nothing worse than mid-speech. I can't say who.
No.
I can't say who, but let me just say, I was at a charity function once, and we had a performer, and mid-song, Tim, they had to leave.
Wow.
No.
And you took over?
No, the music just kept playing because it was a backing track, and everyone's going, "What's going on here?"
Yeah.
And then said person came back and then took on like everything was fine. So no, nothing with the lactose.
Probably
please.
more respectful to do it that way, I would have thought.
Yeah, would have been.
What do we want? What do we want on our chicken? Do we want a bit of chicken salt or a bit of salt?
Where do you sit in the salt v chicken salt? Are you a Matani kind of guy, or are you a old school?
I'm going to say that is Matani.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the
best. And the boys at the club, they love it.
Well, you think I'm a complete weirdo if I don't have salt at all? I'm happy to have no salt.
Oh, I think he already made his mind up about that.
It doesn't matter. But I will do whatever Chris wants me to do.
Okay, I'm taking. I've got some little canapé potatoes here.
So look at these potatoes, Tim. These ones are called the 1,000-layer potatoes. So Chris gets potato on potato on potato, a little bit of...
Can you get down there? Can you get down there with that mic? We're going to do the crunch test. Can you hear that?
Very
good. Even better. A little bit of that.
Good.
A little bit of chicken salt on here.
Is amazing.
All right, ready?
Kids are never ever going to need to go to a...
I did a special dinner last night, and I had a little bit of something left over.
Oh, this is no. This,
come on,
I don't like.
Come on.
No caviar.
Yes,
no,
come on.
No thanks. No thanks.
Yeah.
Honestly, any other night bar best of SA I would, because this will literally rumble halfway through my speech.
No.
Tim, this is why I got Tim in to do it.
This is something. This is something that you would get.
That is fancy.
You would get this at a Michelin star restaurant.
I've still got half an hour of the show to go, and.
You going to do it, Timmy?
Yeah, Tim will do it. Thank you,
know,
Tim. This is why I'm chickening out.
I saved you, mate. I saved you.
Thank you.
All right, fried chicken for you then, Leith. Let's go.
This is basically your positioning statement of the restaurant. Fancy made easy.
Yeah, that's it.
Isn't it?
It's almost like you've been in sales. Amazing. Well done.
All right.
Oh, here we go. Which is the best bit, do you think?
Oh, that bit looks good to me. See that little crunchy bit on the outside?
Okay, here we go.
Oh, that's good.
Good?
That is real good. That is real good. That's amazing.
So these, if you've got the time and you want to go to the effort and make that potato, it is unbelievable. And you don't even have to have a deep fryer for that one, because you can pan fry that and it will still come up crispy. Just a little bit of oil in a pan, turn it over, or air fry it. And
I came a little bit late, but you obviously cut that up later.
Look who's here.
Here. A bit of snippy, I can smell.
Here.
What's that?
Try
What's
this.
that one there?
That's the layered potato.
The layered potato.
Oh, wow. And has Leith eaten any of this?
I would like the layered potato on its own, but
I was trying to get him to have
caviar. You have to. Do you know what caviar is, don't you?
Best of SA, yeah, I do.
Fish eggs.
It's best of SA night, so we're treating ourselves with a...
Okay, all of this on the live stream, thanks to the great team from Powers, thanks to the great team from Jarmer's Kitchen, and, of course, Smeg. We've got to thank Smeg.
Yeah.
All these recipes are available online on social media on 5AA.com.au. We're going to get to the news. Thoughts before we go?
Unbelievably magnificent. Like I said, it just fits Jarmer's catch cry of fancy made easy.
Steamore?
Caviar's overrated.
It is. It is.
Okay, what about the potato and the chicken, though?
Caviar and Chardonnay.
Very quickly, before we go, can we get this at Jarmer's Kitchen?
We do a buttermilk fried chicken burger at Jarmer's Kitchen, and it's that recipe, so...
There you go.
I've had it.
And if you just want chicken, you can have chicken.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
No worries.
You are the best.
Thank you, Rowie. Thank you, Tim. There you go, folks. Back after this short break, we're going to be joined by Dr. Carl Kennedy from Nobis. He's going to play a tune for us next.
This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, I'm Kendall Brettig. A woman's been charged with murder after a man's body was found after a small fire at their Port Lincoln home. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese won't be attending the NATO summit in the Netherlands, with Deputy PM Richard Marles to go instead. A woman has been arrested after trying to use counterfeit $50 notes in Port Adelaide. And West Coast key defender Jeremy McGovern has been medically retired due to concussion. sunny and 19. At the moment, 19. More news at 4 o'clock on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Maybe these people should keep their Australian passports in a little glass container that says, in case of emergency, break glass.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
Ring the Australian taxpayers and say, I know I haven't shown any real loyalty to the country at all. I've been living in a hellhole that, unsurprisingly, is in the middle of a military conflict, but I'd like everyone in Australia to pay for me and my family to come home.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
Oh, this is a big challenge for the federal government. Why? I reckon most Australians will look and go, you make your bed, you're lying.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
For the best clearance deals, go Harvey Norman. Save $1,000 on LG 75-inch 4K mini LED smart TV. Up to 30% off Windows 11 computers. All the big brands on sale. Save $250 on Electrolux 10-kilo washer. And Motorola Edge 50 Neo smartphone half price, just $348. Shop hot deals on discounted lounges, dining, outdoor furniture and barbecues, mattresses, bedroom furniture, kids furniture, storage pieces and more. Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Best prices guaranteed. Conditions apply.
Losing your grip on things? If painful and stiff hands are affecting the things you enjoy and everyday life, get in touch with GRIP. GRIP is a specialised hand and wrist practice with a team of highly qualified hand surgeons and therapists specialising in hand trauma, carpal tunnel syndrome, osteoarthritis, joint replacement, sports injuries, nerve pain and more. To get a grip on the life you loved before, free from hand pain, visit gripsurgery.com.au.
Since 1935, Resthaven has supported older South Australians. For more than 35 years, that support has also extended into people's homes, where comfort, dignity and independence matter most. Our caring staff and volunteers have enriched the lives of thousands of older South Australians and their carers. Thank you for putting your trust in Resthaven. If you or someone you love needs welcome support at home, we're here to help. Visit resthaven.asn.au. Celebrating 90 years with Best of SA.
When you're cooking up a seafood storm, go straight to the people that process and distribute it. Samtas Seafoods. The best quality and best prices for all of your seafood. Load up your freezer and mix and match up to 4 kilograms of premium seafood for just $60. And what about the range? Atlantic salmon portions, flathead and barramundi fillets, crumb gar, salt and pepper squid, crumb prawns and more. Mix and match 4 kilos for just $60. Only at Samtas Seafoods, open 7 days, Factory Direct, Richmond Road, Richmond.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Here's who you can support around Adelaide. Thinking of renovating or building? Don't miss the Master Builders Home Show, Jubilee Pavilion Adelaide Showground, this Friday to Sunday, kjex.com.au. Love animals? Then don't miss the Animal Expo, Wayville Pavilion Adelaide Showground, this Saturday and Sunday, kjex.com.au. 5AA, supporting local business.
The moon is actually an oblate spheroid, like a lemon. Or if you squint, Aldi's Monster Boombox, just $129. With superior sound and portable design, you'll have the power to party across the universe. And if your friends really squint, they might just think you've got the power to moonwalk. It's special you can buy at the Aldi Finds sale this Saturday. Aldi, good different.
Always relevant. 5AA. Always Adelaide. 5AA afternoons with Leith, Forrest.
24 minutes to 4. Let me just take some of that fried chicken and 1,000-layer potato out of my mouth. If you're watching us on the Complete Care live stream, you're in for an absolute treat. Because not only do we roll out a Chris Jarmer in the food, but we are about to speak to a legend of acting in this country, a household name in Australia because of his portrayal as Dr. Carl Kennedy in the very popular Neighbours. But people may or may not know that he's also a rock star. He's a musician. He's got a band called The Waiting Room. He does Americana and alt country music, I guess. Singer-songwriter. Actor extraordinaire Alan Fletcher is here. Lovely to see you, Alan. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much. Yeah, the good old Waiting Room days. That was the rock band, and we used to tour the UK a lot. And we had a residency in Melbourne, which specifically played on Monday nights to all the backpackers from England who came through.
Perfect.
Yeah, so it was a neighbours' night, and we played on that night. It was fantastic.
So are you an actor who sings or a singer who just fell into acting?
Well, I'm an actor who sings, but primarily I started out singing in musicals.
Right.
So very different style.
Yep.
Then I went into singing rock music, very different style. And now I'm kind of more of just an Americana folk, just grumbling into the mic.
But does everyone look at you and think, that's Dr. Carl? We don't know. It's like Katie Seagal's a great singer, from Married with Children. It's funny when you get pigeonholed a little bit. If we know you from something so well, then all of a sudden we're like, you're here? Oh, come and watch you perform.
I hope they do. They certainly do in the UK a lot. And the funny thing is that ever since I've grown a beard, I find I'm not recognised as much.
Really?
In fact, someone on Facebook the other day, I did a video advertising a tour, and they sent a message through going, "Have a shave. You look dirty and scruffy."
Don't you love how people are just, they don't hold back, do they?
I think good on you.
Now, you're going to play for us a little later this half hour, which is excellent. So thank you for that. Can we talk about everything else first?
Of course.
Can I say I'm sad that Neighbours is done?
Well, you're not the only one. I can tell you what, there's millions, literally millions of people around the world who are very sad. This is the great tragedy, Leith, that the show is ending, not because it's not popular. It's ending because Amazon, bless their cotton socks, they gave us another 2 years, but it doesn't fit anymore into their planning.
Yep.
So we've got this fantastic show that everyone wants to watch, and it's a little bit expensive to make, so it's hard to find people who are going to pay for it, basically.
But it seems to me, again, as someone looking from the outside looking in, they never helped you with your time slot. So, Home and Away is 7 o'clock on Channel 7. That's it. It's stayed there. Whereas Neighbours just kept moving a little bit, and that once you do that, it starts to get a little bit wobbly.
That's true to say. I mean, obviously, it was at its time slot for a very long time.
Yeah.
So it was doing well in that, but it was always up against current affairs and news and things like that. So it's a really difficult time. In the UK, the show became immensely popular, and the BBC used to show it at lunchtimes, and as a daytime soap.
Yep.
And they ran into a few problems because what they found was university students were skiving off lessons to watch the show. And kids were actually nicking home from school. So the BBC was actually requested to please put it on again later in the day. So I think they played it about 5:30. But it became like a tea time staple for families. Families would sit down and watch Neighbours.
But it's such an institution, and you are forever part of that. I think that's such a great credit to you. I was a kid growing up. I had the hots for Annie Jones from the Henderson Kids days.
Yes,
and then, of course, rolls into Neighbours, and then Scott and Charlene, everything that comes with that. I, like every other Australian teenager at some stage with my family, drove out, saw the street, Ramsay Street, there in Erinsborough, and did all of that. So I am sad because it's such an Australian institution that's been such a great stepping stone for so many people.
Well, this is the hardest thing about Neighbours ending, and we certainly said this the last time too, is it's the best school in the world. It really is in terms of film and TV. The number of people who have gone through there, and we're talking thousands, who have gone through, started as runners and ended up being producers or filmmakers, camera people.
Yep.
It's extraordinary. And, of course, we know how many actors have gone on to worldwide fame, far more than any other show has generated. And that's because of the culture of the place and how brilliant it is at teaching people.
I was a runner and assistant on McLeod's Daughters for 2 years.
Yep.
I think I'm in 24-odd episodes on IMDb. You are 6,947 episodes, Alan. How long would it take you to film an episode?
We do 5 a week. And
so you're doing 5 a week?
We're doing 5 a week, but we're actually working on 15 simultaneously because we're preparing 5 to be shot the following week. We're shooting location for 5 in the week we're filming, and then we're filming the studio from the week before. So it's incredibly hectic schedule. You kind of, the hardest thing about it is your life isn't your own. You can literally be sitting there having your lunch at home thinking, oh, it's great, I don't have to be in there till 3, it's going to be fantastic. The phone will ring and say, can you get here now?
Yep.
We've got such and such is ill, or this has happened, or whatever, or we're just running ahead.
Yep.
Or you get there and they'll say, hurry up and wait.
McLeod's did 2 episodes over a 2-week period.
Yeah.
It was about 4 to 6 minutes a day.
Look shitty.
It was
shitty.
Yeah, it was just amazing. And then and I know mutual friends who've worked on both shows. They say like Neighbours is a machine.
Yeah.
Like it's just so amazing how you're able to shoot that quick.
Yeah, it is. It's quite extraordinary, and it takes a lot of people to be able to shoot that quick.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, back in the early days where, it was 3 cameras on PEDs and so forth, and the sets used to wobble a little bit, and it didn't look as anywhere near like it does now. And now we're shooting quality that puts it right there with any other drama you'd see on Netflix or similar. So, it's extraordinary they can do it. We do it somehow.
You are the 3rd longest serving actor in the history of Australian television serials.
Yes.
Do you know who number 1 and 2 is?
Ray Maher and dear Linny McGranger.
Flaming Mongrels, Alfie Stewart and Irene. Gotcha.
Well, the Flaming Mongrel won't quit anytime soon, I don't reckon.
No chance.
And Linny, of course, has left Home and Away. She's announced that. And good on her too. She's a beauty. They both are. Ray's fantastic.
But congratulations too. I mean, longevity in any job, in the competitive cut and thrust of television / acting / that's an outstanding.
Thank you. I feel like I'm cheating a bit to say I'm number 3 because I'm actually number 3 because Jackie Woodburn, who's been by my side for the entirety of Neighbours, she actually started a week later than I did. And I hold that over her.
Bad, Jackie. You were together with her in one of the old shows, weren't you?
I was. Cop Shop. She played my sister in Cop Shop. It was about 3 months of that. That's early 80s.
I was having a look at your IMDb, so again, I don't want to age you here, but you're in Young Doctors, 1976.
I know.
Year that I was born. Cop Shop. You're in The Love Boat.
I was in The Love Boat. This was a weird one. This was fantastic.
Do you need to sing it tonight?
The Love Boat came to Australia to do 2 2-hour episodes, and they got hold of every big star in Australia, to be honest, And there was a part going around for one of their little stories where I had to play the person had to play Morgan Fairchild's fiance, which is quite extraordinary.
Yeah, beautiful.
And so I went in to do my audition. I was first kept off the rank. And the director was lovely, did my audition and then left. Well, apparently the tape didn't work. I was first to be filmed and that didn't work, so they didn't get me on tape and someone chased me, couldn't catch me. But the director, bless his cotton socks, said to the producers in the US, I want him. I reckon he's the best, and you're just going to have to trust me. So I got the job, had an absolute ball doing it, very, very silly, got to see all the stars, and had a 2-week shoot doing The Love Boat.
That is. What's the little bartender? He seemed to be on every. He was like the Carl Kennedy of The Love Boat. He was on every episode. That bloke.
I can't think of his name
either.
No,
anyway, then you had film roles. I know you were big in Perth theatre, Melbourne theatre. Then, of course, 1994, Neighbours comes knocking. What does it do for you? And again, you're a musician. This all ties in. So, Craig McLaughlin and I worked together on McLeod's Daughters, and we've seen what a show like Neighbours can do, where you might be a musician who plays to a few people in a pub or a bigger venue, and all of a sudden you get worldwide fame like you have. I imagine now you're playing everywhere because Neighbours goes everywhere.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I'm able to. The first thing that actually happened was that I went over to the UK to do pantomimes because they're hugely popular at Christmas. So I went to Llandudno in North Wales in the depths of winter, and played the Ebenezer and Aladdin, and then they kept asking me back, so I was happy to go back. I've done Captain Hook a couple of times. They're wonderful shows, and you work with the creme de la creme of comedy actors, and it's just fantastic. The kids love it, the adults love it. Great tradition. So that was a great entree. And then, of course, the rock band formed, and immediately the UK heard about the rock band. They started booking it, and so we did 10 tours, massive tours. This time round, I'm taking in the Americana, and it's a much gentler style of music. It's a different type of show, and my audiences are primarily 30 plus.
Now we should say you're at the Wheat Sheaf tonight. That's where we get to see you tonight. So everyone who is listening, do us a favour. Friday night free, get to the Wheat Sheaf, see the great Alan Fletcher in action with your musical stylings. I saw online there was a show. Was it something like Soap Does Songs, or where you were in a competition, a TV show competition.
That was crazy time. There was this thing called Soap Star Superstar.
Soap Star Superstar.
And, it was ITV did it over in the UK, and the idea was they pitted a whole bunch of stars from soap operas against each other in a singing contest, and it was like boot camp. You know, basically you had to learn a repertoire of about 40 songs, and they would tell you the night before which one you were doing, and it would get progressively harder and harder and harder. I think I pitched out of there about 5 or 6 nights in, and I was very happy to be out of it. It was killing me. I mean, I think the night before I left, I was truly shattered because around about midnight I finished my day, and they came to me and they said, "Okay, you're going to be singing a Tom Jones medley tomorrow." And I thought, "Oh, great! Tom Jones. Everyone knows Tom Jones song." Tom. And they picked, my mama told me not to come, sex bomb, and this stuff you just don't know. So I literally just spent the night up trying to learn these songs. Got to work the next day, and I was nowhere.
Because all over the internet, there's like Alan Fletcher Wonderwall, Alan Fletcher Living Next Door to Alice, all of these kind of songs. Alan Fletcher is here, of course, known so well and known so loved as Dr. Carl Kennedy in Neighbours for so many 20 years.
30.
30 years.
30 years. 30,
That's right, 1994.
I think
You're right.
He might be 31.
31. Goodness gracious me. But he is a musical star too. He's performing tonight at the Wheat Sheaf, 7 p.m. We are going to take a short break. On the other side, you will get to hear Alan Fletcher. And make sure you're watching it on the live stream too, thanks to Complete Care, Facebook and YouTube. A song from the doc next.
5AA is inviting you into the studio every afternoon. Head to the 5AA live stream.
Live life your way with personalised disability support and aged care services. Visit completecare.com.au today.
Experience the magic of Disney Cruise Line with Phil Hoffman Travel. Sailing from Sydney and Melbourne from October this year. Save up to 30% on select Australian sailings, with cruises starting from just $999 per person. Complete with beloved characters, Broadway-style shows, imaginative dining, exciting spaces for kids and relaxing adults-only areas. Offer ends July 25th. T's and C's and exclusions apply. Visit pht.com.au.
Adelaide, can you hear the roar? The British and Irish Lions are coming in a one-night-only event this July. 6 nations will clash in the heart of Adelaide at the iconic Adelaide Oval. Witness the pinnacle of international rugby when the best of England, Ireland, Wales and Scotland join forces to take on a combined Australia and New Zealand juggernaut. One tour, one chance. Don't miss out. Secure your tickets now at Ticketek.
While Alan Fletcher is tuning up, let me tell you all about the Adelaide Central Market. The best spot for Australians to get Friday night food is the Adelaide Central Market. We're talking freshly shucked oysters, house-made pizzas, the world-famous laksa, lasagna just like Nonna used to make, Portuguese tarts, Algerian paella, and so much more. You will find it all, whatever you like, on a Friday at the Central Market. Deliciously cheap food, electric atmosphere, great specials on produce, fantastic live music. It is the place to be on a Friday night, the Adelaide Central Market. As always, open Tuesday to Saturday, late night trading on a Friday until 9. For more information, adelaidecentralmarket.com.au. Remember, Friday nights at the market.
MG's end of financial year finance deals are on now with incredible rates on selected models. Ends June 30. T's and C's, fees, charges and exclusions apply. Finance for approved applicants of Angle Auto Finance. Australian credit licence 530731.
Across Australia, people are facing extreme hardship and going without. But you can help. Your donation to the Salvation Army Red Shield Appeal helps provide food, support and shelter. Search the Salvation Army and please donate today.
Working in the public sector? Get the insights you need to stay ahead. Join IPAA SA for the 2025-26 State Budget Briefing with Treasurer Stephen Mulligan. This exclusive event offers direct access to the government's economic roadmap. From healthcare and infrastructure to cost of living pressures, discover what this budget means for your operations and for South Australia. Connect, plan, lead. Register now at ipaasa.org.au.
The Advertiser Sale of the Year is now on. Don't miss out on a year of unlimited digital news at our best price. But be quick, this sale is for a limited time only. Visit advertiser.com.au. New customers only, T's and C's apply.
5AA Afternoons with Leith, Forrest.
8 minutes to 4, Sports Show coming up very shortly. Stephen Rowe and Tim Jennifer. My very special guest is Alan Fletcher, a.k.a. Dr. Carl Kennedy, which I know you probably don't want to always hear that, but I guess when it's such a beloved character, it's not a bad thing to be recognised for such a long time with 30 years. Quickly, before we hear your song, inspirations musically for you, what kind of...
Well, in this world that I'm in, I'd say it's probably John Prine is my biggest inspiration, the incredible American singer-songwriter. Chris Christopherson, of course, Guy Clark, Chip Taylor. There's a bunch of basically gravelly old folk singers and country singers. Excellent. That's very much in my vein.
What are we going to hear?
Well, I've got an album coming out later this year. It's called Back to School, and it's basically an album almost completely about love. And this song is the title song, Back to School. And when I say it's about love, this particular track is based on the fact that I find it's really easy to fall in love, but it's quite hard to stay in love sometimes. And I reckon that sometimes we need to kind of go back to school to learn how to love.
Is this an exclusive?
This is an exclusive. It comes out in early July on all my streaming platforms, Spotify, etc. So I'd love people to get around it and support it. But this is the first time it's been played anywhere. It has never been played live either. So yeah,
excellent.
You can listen to me muck it up, can't you?
Alan Fletcher, 7 p.m. tonight at the Wheatsheaf Hotel.
Let's go on back to school. Rediscover our youth. Don't need to learn to add up or use a slide rule. We know our philosophy. We don't need technology. Oh, let's use biology to get what we need. Let's learn how to laugh. Let's learn how to cry. Let's learn how to listen to each other without taking sides. Let's go on back to school. Go back to the start. When I loved you and you loved me, we were never apart. No use for theology or even psychology. We don't need cartography to get from A to B. We forgot how to listen. We forgot how to care. Then we learned what life is like without the other one there. Let's go on back to school. Go back to our youth. When I kissed you, you kissed me. We were bulletproof, no need for astrology or numerology, because statistically we were meant to be eventually.
Beautiful. Nice work. When's the album out?
Thank you. The album will be out much later in the year, but I'll be dropping a new single every month. So July, August, September, I'll drop 3 singles and then release the album.
It's great to meet you. Congratulations on your career.
Thanks, Lee.
It's been an exceptional one. Small screen on the stage as well. We get to see you tonight at the Wheatsheaf Hotel, 7 p.m. Go and meet a TV legend up close, folks, close and personal, and enjoy the songs and the music too. Thanks so much.
Thanks, mate. You're
really
a legend.
Appreciate it. Dr. Carl Kennedy, a.k.a. Alan Fletcher, my guest. Sports Show, Tim and Rowie, next.
Coming up next, Adelaide's only local sports show. It's the very latest in sport.